Hello there, I'm Dave Abeles. Welcome to Conrail's Onondaga Cutoff. The show's right downstairs. Follow me. The Onondaga Cutoff is my 1990s railroad set in an 1840s house. There's a layout entrance here, some railroad books, a few of the articles, number board from B23-7, number 1925. And we head down the staircase here and got to stay a little bit close clearance, so we got to keep our heads up. Looking at the M&E, the short line here, and here's our railroad. Today's tour begins on the east end of the railroad at CP274. This is a scene on the staging level, which brings trains from the east to the west, and also has empty tracks for eastbounds. Stage trains are ready to run west. Eastbound trains climb up out of the lower level and come around the big Iroquois paperboard plant located in Fayetteville, New York. This is loosely modeled off the Solve paperboard plant, which fills the old Allied Chemical facility west of Syracuse. Interstate 481 occupies the foreground. And it's exciting to have a chance to talk to you guys and show you around. So this paperboard plant actually serves a purpose during operating sessions as well. It's the home of an entire local that runs out to switch it on its own. Frequently a source of some frustration for operators because it's done at night. So on top of the already challenging track arrangement inside the facility, the operators get to play in the dark. And it certainly adds an element of railroading that adds a lot to the Onondaga Cutoff experience. As trains continue past the paperboard plant, they come upon CP277. They pass Snook's Pond, which is there in the foreground, and the High Bridge Road grade crossing. The next thing we have for you is the bridge over the Erie Canal. In most places, the old Erie Canal is just a park now across central New York. The new canal goes through the Seneca River and across several of the lakes, as well as on the Mohawk River further east. But here on the Onondaga Cutoff, it'll be represented by this double-track through-truss bridge, which will cross over the Erie Canal at milepost 277.76, and this will be finished to look like a county park. This scene is going to be Fayetteville, New York. It's one of the last scenes to be completed on the railroad. As you can see, these are just some mock buildings that are holding in place. But this will be the home of an Amtrak station, and during operating sessions, Amtrak stops here now. It's also the home of some local industry. Let's take a look. Here we see the industries at the west side of Fayetteville, which include the Fayetteville Team Track, Camillus Lumber, in the foreground with the Burlington Northern boxcar and the lumber rack. And in the background, we have BPA Equipment, which is a feed and farm dealership adjacent to the main line. A favorite scene along the Onondaga Cutoff is this scene, the dairy farm scene, which is between Fayetteville and Onondaga. Both scenes to the left and right of the main line were constructed by Jason Warmack, a friend of mine, and he helped me install them on the layout. I blended the scenery together. Westbounds then come under the Green Bridge at the east end of Onondaga Yard. Here we have two clear main tracks and some cars sitting on the east lead. And the railroad comes around, passes Onondaga Engine Terminal, and heads into Onondaga Freight Yard here at CP280. Onondaga Locomotive Facility is where power is serviced between local runs and where light power moves can originate or terminate. There's some B23-7, some CN run-through power, and Conrail 6026, a C40-8 recently returned from the shops. Ready to go. Onondaga Yard also has a healthy maintenance away facility, including several snow fighting pieces of equipment, including the Jordan spreader, a couple different snow plows. The track department is based out of here with the tamper, some other equipment, including high rail trucks. And no real railroad yard is complete without maintenance away storage. So here we have some scenes, including all sorts of historical equipment constructed by Al Tillotson, and several cars constructed by and weathered by Lenny Harlos. Onondaga Yard is a flat switching yard that is the center of the local operations on the Onondaga Cutoff. Here we have the yard office and YAON 14, which is the yard local. This is a busy location on the Onondaga Cutoff. Routinely trains will be here working together, and the DCC system makes that both fun and enjoyable. It's a great time when you have crews working together to get the job done. The camaraderie of the railroad is one of the things I really like to model, and part of the experience, I think, of operating on the Onondaga Cutoff is being part of that camaraderie. It's not just running trains. What we're doing here is we're moving freight together, we're working together to get the job done, which is a testament to Conrail in the 1990s and really to railroaders of any era, anywhere. None of this happens by itself, and none of this happens with just one person. It takes a team of people working together to do it right. And so, as the operation grows here and as things come into play going forward with new people and with new kinds of traffic, it's really part of the fun is watching the camaraderie grow and watching people come together to get the job done. The west end of Onondaga Yard sees yard tracks dwindle down to two, just a north and south runner, adjacent to the main tracks, which are the close ones. Pass under the giant signal bridge here at CP 282, and you enter the most important interlocking on the railroad. CP 282, standing for Controlled Point 282. That's nomenclature that means that the interlocking is not controlled from the tower, which is, in this case, just a maintenance away office. It's actually controlled by the Mohawk dispatcher hundreds of miles away. We can see the M&E, which comes off in the foreground here for his route down to his yard at Euclid. And it's not really central New York unless you have the city of Syracuse on the horizon, right? We're all familiar with this driving up Interstate 81. You can see Lawrence and Hall to the right there, and then of course the famous Carrier Dome on the campus of Syracuse University, downtown Syracuse to the left. Descending from CP 282, trains come by the west side of the city of Syracuse, and then we enter the island area where again scenery is still under development. The island is a railroad locomotive staging yard, which allows me to move trains through sections on both sides. And then we head down on the lower level here to CP 294, 295 and into staging. Our westbound train then exits the model territory. The Minoa and Euclid is the short line that comes up from Jamestown and interchanges with Conrail on the Onondaga Cutoff. Here we see their home yard at Euclid. Their major online industry is the Dolger Brewing Company. Here's their power and the brewery itself, which is loosely modeled after the real Peter Dolger Brewing Company in Manhattan, New York, that went out of business around the time of Prohibition. But on my railroad, it's still a functional brewery with a major center here in Euclid, and provides a pair of jobs that come and do their work here as the sessions go on. Now that we've seen the railroad, let's watch westbound TV9 climbing the hill on its trip west. Maybe we can even chase it west. We're able to scoot across the valley to the dairy farm scene. Train should be here any minute. Here comes our TV9 now, passing the Onondaga yard, coming through CP280. And he heads downhill towards Syracuse and points west. And part of model railroad operations too is other things, the administration of the operation, and to make sure that everything works according to plan. So here we have a view of the yardmaster's desk, including the division timetable, the customer service ZTS maps, and the tools of the trade. He's also in charge of the yard lights. The island is the locomotive yard that connects both ends of the off-stage part of the railroad. This is where locomotive consists turn and are prepared for their next run. Here we can see some of the power that's used recently, as well as the trainmaster's desk and the dispatcher's desk. In this corner, it becomes a crew lounge during operating sessions. I'd like to thank you for joining me for a layout tour of Conrail's Onondaga Cutoff. It's on the web at Facebook. Just search for Onondaga Cutoff, Onondaga. I also have a blog at blogspot.com. Again, a Google search for Onondaga Cutoff should show that right up. And I really appreciate your taking the time to watch with us today. Enjoy the rest of the show. World's Greatest Hobby is on to something special here. Thanks for your support. Have a great day from the Onondaga Cutoff.